Welcome back to Fun Facts with Old School RuneScape. I hate my life. Now look, if you play RuneScape like you have a full-time job and a family to provide for, this video is for you. Obviously, you missed out on some of that juicy fun fact dopamine, and to fix that, I have some great Old School RuneScape trivia that you probably never even heard of. Like, did you know that there is a Runelite plugin that allows you to change Gauntlet to any color you want? For me personally, the bright red color is about as fun as gas station hamburgers, so I decided to make mine a little bit more tame on the eyes. You can change the minigame to any color you want, and you can download the plugin under CG Recolor, which is available to everyone. And if you're a real psychopath, you can make it even more red, which I personally don't recommend. Or there is this nifty little trick to maximize your AFK Runecrafting training, and that is 2-click Blood Rune Altar method. Once you have enough dense blocks in your inventory, your first click should be on this tile. Then make sure you have activated maximum draw distance on Runelite, tag the Blood Altar, and the second click gives you about 1 minute of AFK running towards the altar. One of the easiest way to train Runecrafting in the entire game, and it gives you roughly 40,000 experience per hour. And before I show you another extremely AFK training method, here is a word from our sponsor. Hey Kriibus, ready to make a big splash in Marvel Strike Force? Suit up in your pool party attire and join us to celebrate the release of Marvel Studios' Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, let's do this. All the Marvel fans, listen up. If you're looking for a thrilling and amazing gameplay loop, Marvel Strike Force is exactly for you. It combines turn-based strategy elements with real-time combat. It offers multiple game modes like Arena, Alliance Wars, Raids, Cosmic Crucibles, which all have very stunning visuals. And the best part is, it's extremely easy to get into. Just assemble your team with your favorite Marvel characters like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Captain America, or even the latest pool party Deadpool, and jump right into the battle. The goal is simple. Power up your favorite Marvel characters by completing missions and beating other players in PvP battles. Currently, Marvel Strike Force is celebrating its very first pool party, featuring Deadpool, Wolverine, and many more. This 4-week event is perfect to grab yourself tons of rewards, new gear, and unlock new characters. If you're a new player, you can unlock up to 17 new characters in the first month. Let's celebrate the release of Deadpool and Wolverine together. Unlock both of them for free using limited time promo code MUTANTS, and you can even unlock Deadpool's new costume by playing through this month's pool party event. So what are you waiting for? Download Marvel Strike Force for free right now with the link in the description, or scan the QR code to start your very own adventure. While Guthix Sleeps was just released, so I wanted to show you some funny and maybe a little useful tips you can take advantage of. Firstly, the Emberlight can be used in Nightmare Zone, and quite efficiently. There are a total of 6 demons you can pick from. One is one is Black Demon, then we have Akrit Nar, we got the Jungle Demon, the Bouncer, and finally Skeleton Hellhound. It's actually quite good experience, and for certain monsters, it's even better DPS than weapons like Soul Reaper Axe. And since Emberlight doesn't have any charges, you can do this infinitely. It does work with 2 other Demon Bane weapons as well, but Emberlight is best in slot here. So if you want new strategy for AFKing Nightmare Zone and you already have the Emberlight acquired, this is really good alternative. The second thing I want to show you is the Elite Black Armor, because it actually gives you plus 18 prayer bonus, which is on par with the Proselyte armor, and it has somewhat similar defensive stats as well. So if you need another armor for your prayer bonus, this is a good option to have. And finally, we all know you can't take weapons into Entrana, but the 2 parts of Bone Glow don't act as a weapon, so you can take them separately into Entrana and then just attach them together to make one of the most powerful weapons you can have on this island. Next up, let's take a few minutes to talk about Runelite plugins that will save your life. Number 1 is a plugin called Area Mute, and what it does is mute one single chunk on the entire map. So for example, if you want to mute only the Grand Exchange, you just open up your minimap, right click the GE chunk and choose Mute Region. As soon as you step out of the chunk, the mute disappears and it only applies to this chunk. There is also alternative plugin called Combat Level Muting, which mutes everyone based on their combat level. So if you just want to get rid of this annoying level 3 bots in GE, you can pick that option, which allows you to still see chat from higher combat players. This also works very well in Winterdot, because hearing the same political or racist statements from new level 3 Ironmans gets exhausting real fast. Next one is something you probably already heard, but there is a better way to utilize it. Inventory tags. Something that players definitely have a love-hate relationship. Now most people use it to tag their gear, but there are other methods for this. For example, all the glue scroll steps have their own individual IDs, so you can use this plugin to only tag glue steps that are, for example, in wilderness. That means every time you get a wilderness glue step, your glue scroll will shine bright. If you're a big fan of glue scrolls, this helps you solve them much faster. Or another great use is for pickpocketed master farmers. You can use inventory tag only for the seeds you want and drop everything else or vice versa. Now, we all know that old school RuneScape is fun, because people will spend thousands of hours to play the game as little as possible. And that is what this next plugin will help you do as well. It's all about that sweet rush of dopamine. Me level up, me happy. And that is what the Prestige plugin does. Let's say you're 92 mining and you want to get 99. Well, you can reset your levels with Prestige, so it starts counting from level 1 again. So instead of going from level 92 to 99, you are doing 1 to 92 twice. You get more level ups, more dopamine, and your brain is like, yeah, sure, this is fun. There is also a quick little Swifty plugin called Unbotted Reminder. I can't say how many times this has happened to me. I do a Slayer task, I've killed about 50 creatures, and suddenly I realized I haven't even botted up yet. This plugin reminds you to drink your boost potions when you have them with you in your inventory. And finally, this is something from me personally, but lately I've been doing a lot of master glues, because I just keep getting every type of glue during my Slayer task, and one thing that bothered me was always going for Watson and checking in which glues I already handed in. But there is a plugin called Watson Glue Tracker, which basically does it for you. Just type into chat :Watson and it tells you exactly what glues you already handed over to him. Saves you time and saves you brain cells. And since we're already talking about Watson, he also sells this item called Stash Scroll. You can put this scroll into your POH and it allows you to check how many stash units you have filled out and how many there are left. It also allows you to see all their location, so you can easily find the ones that still need filling. Also, side note, I noticed that over 80% of my viewers are simply not subscribed. So if you want to see more content like this, consider hitting that red button to not miss out on the next video. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about something else now. I have recently started bossing again, and one of the things that really bothers me is getting God Wars KC before entering the room. But there is a way to guarantee 5 ecumenical keys in less than 15 minutes, which saves you so much time. And basically what you're doing is just bursting the monsters inside the wilderness God Wars dungeon. All you have to do is make sure you don't have any god items equipped to ensure that the monsters are always aggro towards you no matter what. Secondly, blood spells are needed here, as you will take quite a lot of damage. This method is about 3 times more efficient than just killing the imps and ice fiends. Alternatively, there is another method where you bring a blowpipe and serp helm and just tag every single monster in the room, which guarantees that they start taking venom damage and then just focus on the imps and ice fiends. And the extra benefit is that you're almost always guaranteed to get at least 1 medium and 1 hard glue while doing this grind. Both methods are somewhat equal and it saves so much time if you're doing Nex, Saradomin or Armadale God Wars. Also, side note, there is a site called oldschool.gg, which basically has loot trackers for every single activity in the game. Raids, bosses, glue scrolls, minigames, skills, you name it. And this site allows you to see roughly the estimate of your loot. Since I'm currently doing a lot of God Wars like mentioned, I curiously wanted to see my luck in Saradomin and how much money I would make if I killed like 500 Ciliana. The loot tracker showed roughly 195 million GP, which honestly was incredibly lucky, but it just gives you some perspective on what you might expect to see. And since we're on the topic of pages, if you want to waste your time, there is a webpage called Rune Daily that allows you to essentially play a few miscellaneous guessing games about old school RuneScape. And there's also another RuneScape minigame called RuneShape, where you have to guess the item based on its shape. Like for example, this one is Pestle and Mortar. I'll leave a link in the description for all those games if you want to try them yourself. Okay, let's get back to old school RuneScape now and do a small speed fire round. I'm gonna give you 6 facts in 60 seconds. Being hit with a mod by another player reduces your run energy by 25%, but if you equip ranged tank armor, the accuracy of mod buys are lowered. If you get hit by multiple mod buys, your run energy will go to 0%. If you have Dust plus Steam plus Law plus Nature runes in your rune pouch and you're on a normal spellbook, it will give you access to all teleports in the spellbook plus give you High Alchs and Bone to Beach spells. This is really good for certain Slayer Dusk and Glue Scrolls. Currently, Cooked Antelope is the highest single click food in the game, healing you for a total of 26 hit points. And it will also slightly cure your venom or poison at the same time. There are a total of 3 toilets in the world of Gielinor. One is Watson's house, although inaccessible, one is nearby the Hosidius Winery and it's been occupied since release, and one is in the museum camp near Fossil Island. There is also a shit bucket in the Korak dungeon cell, which by some is counted as a toilet. There is a spell called Boost Potion Share, which allows one player to use potions like Super Combat on their entire team. The spell can be cast once and uses a single dose while giving the effect of Super Combat Potion to 4 players in total. If you love to use Blowpipe, consider using Rune Darts instead of Amethyst because they are much cheaper and you're only sacrificing +2 range strength over it. And finally, you can make your own garlic bread by combining baguettes with olive oil for dose potion and some garlic to make a brand new food that heals you for 16 hit points. This is extremely helpful in Theater of Blood against vampires, and most importantly, I actually made that part up, but honestly it would be pretty awesome to have garlic bread. It's amazing. I can't believe we still don't have it in game. Okay, jokes aside, I have one more thing to show you and I left the best one for the last. The current world record for Inferno speedrun was just broken again and a player named Rastaman just achieved the first ever sub 40-minute Inferno run. This is an incredibly amazing achievement, and just for comparison, the second best run is roughly 4 minutes behind. Just to put into perspective, the average run for Inferno is roughly about 90 minutes to 2 hours and most speedrunners end up around 50 minutes. So to get a time of 39 minutes and 47 seconds is something that will likely never be beaten again. I'll leave Rastaman's Twitch channel in the description, but that's it from me. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel and I'll see you all tomorrow with another one. I love you all very much. Bye.